That. That's all good to go. Sweet. So I'm gonna refresh the YouTube. So if you refresh YouTube now, you should be able to see the live video.
Dolphins Jags.
Yeah, that's us, baby.
How in the world?
It's the
Okay.
quarterbacks. It's a quarterbacks matchup this week. So we're showcasing some young quarterbacks like Tua and Sunshine. But I think the other games we're doing it's Dallas versus someone. It's a good game, I remember.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
then the Chargers and the Ravens later this week as well.
Passing yards. Is that what we're doing this week?
Jan will have to remind me.
Yeah.
Gavin, what's up? Jan, thanks for joining. Can you see the chat now that you're in there?
All I've got is Dolphins Jags on my phone, and I'm still pulling up the YouTube.
Oh, okay. Yeah, once you get in, you should be able to see people talking to the right. GM, that's GM. Let's go. Yeah, we appreciate you joining, man. What time is it? Yeah, one more minute. I'm gonna start the. Actually, let's get in there. A little behind. Get the Super Sim started at least while people are coming in.
Dolphins Jags.
Oh, I can kind of. You turn the volume down on
Yeah, paused it.
on your YouTube or whatever.
So I need to leave it running. We're on a slight delay. Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, that's why you should turn the volume down. Yeah, and
Okay.
you only have the YouTube up just so you can see the chat essentially.
Guys,
'Cause
I'm 40, but I'm like 70 in time.
well, we're teaching them as we go.
I did figure out the Wi-Fi password thanks to whoever set this up. It was Natty Light. I'm not going to tell you what numbers and symbols came after it, but
All right, it's 8 o'clock. Clock struck 8. We started up. Thanks for joining, everyone. Smash that like button if you're in here. There are more people than likes. Let's go. Nice. Thanks for joining, Josh. Nah, man, that's all right. We just appreciate you joining. Even though I guess you wouldn't hear that. Grape Daddy. Let's go. I got my Miller highlight tonight. I'm excited to see what Direct Downhill does on the fins here. How do you feel about the state of things right now, Rally? You loading up? You loading up?
I guess we better preface this with this is not construed as financial advice, but how do we not the crypto markets, the stock markets, the supermarket? You know, every market is crazy right now.
That's super. Yeah, seriously. Well, that's been crazy for years now.
Yeah, well, that's the supermarket's the only thing that's up right now.
That's crazy.
I had 100% gains on my sausage.
Do you see BP3? Have you seen my baseball? Let's go.
I've got 6 months worth of deer meat in my freezer, and it's appreciated by 100% to offset some of my Bitcoin losses this week.
Yeah, you better hold on to that. Keep that freezer freezing.
Well, it's rutting season, so. No, wait. That's
Oh, all right. Yo, what's up, everyone? Tyler, Rodney, Nathan, Gratz, Moogly.
Hey, bro, a little problem here. My tablet, I don't see the chat.
Yeah, I think you need to sign in, bro. You're going to have to do a quick little sign in. You can just use like a Google account or a Facebook account, I think.
Okay.
If you have some other sort of account attached to it, usually you can just use that. We're trying to get Rally set up in the chat. He's finally got 2 screens. B's in the house. Oh, wow. Do you see Trevor's numbers? 11 touchdowns and only 2 picks.
I will say this. I know he said it's not financial advice, but I was kind of scouting the internet right before we went live, and I see that credit card balances are up $52 billion in the last month. Now pushing that to over like $1.1 trillion in consumer debt. This is financial advice. Don't max out all of your credit cards buying NFTs as we enter a recession.
Yeah.
If you want to max one of them out, you know, no big deal, but please don't go 20 grand in debt on your credit cards, putting together a nice JPEG portfolio for the season. I would
Yes.
feel terrible if you were to lose your job or your home or, and have to liquidate your NFTs. Someone like Mums would sweep the floor with your portfolio.
Yeah, and then a year or two from now, he's going to be laughing all the way to the bank. Angie, my work mama, thanks for joining. I love that I got my work friends in here supporting.
I've never had work friends. Everyone usually hates me that works with me.
I work with you, and I love you, brother.
It is always interesting. I've probably worked, I don't know, 10, 12 places, and some of the people that you thought were your work buddies, like afterwards, they don't talk to you anymore. Like, oh, I guess that guy really didn't like me. You're just,
He was
he
just
was
getting
always
through the
there
day.
yeah, he was always there for the years after work or whatever, but maybe I brought something because he's not returning my text like 2 weeks after I
Getting ghosted. Big Papa, let's go. Britt, thank you for joining. Yep, we got the work crew in here tonight. The packaging room ladies are joining.
Does anyone know? I'm just curious. It sounds like we have a lot of people you work with in here. What state has the longest coastline in the United States?
Is it Alaska?
This should be almost like our first quarter trivia question. I guess we throw that out there to chat. Anybody?
Is it Alaska? I'm guessing.
No. That's a great guess. Alaska actually borders Russia. I think Sarah Palin told us about that factoid.
Yeah, well, sort of. There's, some water in between. But when it freezes, I think you, like, in the dead of winter, you can cross it.
Remember that? She said she could see Russia from her
Quick
house.
touch-up.
Turns out it's like 1,500 miles away or something.
Oh, my God. Oh, that was a quick Marvin Jones touchdown from Sunshine. Is it Florida?
No.
Cali?
Guess.
These are the guesses from the chat. We got Cali, Alaska, Florida.
Cali would have been my guess. That's wrong.
Okay. Longest coastline. This feels like a trick question. Did I say Texas already? That's not.
Texas borders Mexico. There's not a whole lot of water in Texas.
Yeah, you're right. There's just gulfs, so I don't know. It's a big state.
Actually, not a lot of water in California right now. They're having a massive drought out there.
Yeah, but that's not the ocean. Is that Hawaii? What's the state?
Nope.
What's the state with the most miles of coast? Is it Maine?
Oh man, get that one there, buddy.
No, my girlfriend just got it. I didn't realize it was our state.
I don't think anyone in this country knew the answer to that thing before I saw that article.
Is it because of all the islands?
I have no idea, man. I literally was waking up at like the crack of 5:30 p.m. today Eastern, and the first thing I saw on Yahoo was TikTokers are going nuts over Maine having the longest coastline. They can't believe it. So I thought I'd throw that out there since you're from Maine.
Yeah, interesting. I'll have to look into it. Guess the answer's Maine, guys.
What's going on with the challenge tonight? Passing yards or touchdowns or?
Yeah, Jan, what is it again? He might have said it back here, but I didn't catch it. It's too bad it's not rushing yards for a quarterback because both these guys are shimmying around the field. Did Jan say it back here? I don't see it. Nope.
I feel like I saw most passing yards in the Discord.
That's very possible.
But
Bobby
I'm pretty
Boats. Sure. It's because the internet is terrible there. Passing yards for QBs. Yep.
That Miami offense has a ton of speed on it. Between Tua at quarterback, Mostert at running back, Tyreek Hill,
Waddle.
I'm not sure how fast Waddle is.
It doesn't matter if he's throwing picks like that.
Waddle's I'm assuming he's a fast guy. He's kind of an over the middle.
Yeah, I think he's pretty quick. But geez, that was a terrible throw.
Yeah,
actually, it was actually a nice pick. Ooh, snuck in there.
I think what they figured out is if, Tua's not really a conventional quarterback, but if they put a lot of real speedy options around him, kind of make his throws easier, he's just going to have to make better reads and run a more controlled, short passing offense.
I mean, they have a nice defense too. I am excited to see what they do this year. I'm not sure I trust Tua, but we'll see. He's not bad. Lawrence looking nice in the Madden season. Is this going to be another blowout? I was hoping for a close game.
One thing I did notice, Bitcoin was up a little today, and it looked like Ethereum was actually down still a little bit.
I noticed that. Some coins were going up while Ethereum was staying down.
Yeah, that was interesting. Everything's pretty much been moving as far as I could tell, and I don't want to say lockstep, but it's everything's been very, very highly correlated. So when you see a break like that, that's a really interesting movement.
Reggie says Waddle's a 4.28 guy, so I'd say he's pretty fast.
Pretty fast, yeah. I don't know that I actually saw him play. I'm not a college football guy, and I don't know that I even saw Waddle really play last year. I know I played him in fantasy a few times, and he cranked.
Yeah, he had some nice games. Wow, another touchdown, Lawrence. He's got a throw-in and a rushing touchdown in the first quarter.
Surely he's going to have a better year. I mean, that Urban Meyer hire was a disaster.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that was terrible. They started to look better later in the season.
They're going to get that running back that they picked up.
They got Christian Kirk, too. Not that he's, huge, but it'll be cool to see him there, too.
He did, yeah.
I think they still have Marvin.
How do you say his name? Travis Etienne?
Etienne. It's like French or something. Etienne or something like that.
Monster. So.
Yeah. And then James Robinson, if he can stay healthy. I think he's still there.
What did Urban Meyer do? Is he hanging out in a bar in Ohio, or is he going back to coaching?
I have no idea.
He's probably set for life. I feel like
the guy's a goon. Oh yeah, I'm sure he was anyway. I think a lot of those college coaches make good money.
I don't know why so many teams insist on hiring college coaches. It almost never works out.
Right?
It's like you guys are college coach is more almost like he's almost like a fundraiser for the school. He goes around and kind of strokes the ego of their top donors and brings in a bunch of money, and then they have the nicest facilities so they can recruit well. Like, you get those guys to the pros, man, they're used to playing golf all week, and you ask them to watch 80 hours of film and compete with a guy like John Gruden, and they just can't do it. They can't bring themselves to it. They don't love the game. They love being the big man on campus,
That's true. I mean, it's a totally different game too, college to NFL.
Yeah, and even like the Panther coach,
yourself.
I don't think any of that stuff really applies to him. I think he does love the game, but it just hasn't really worked out. It's like they don't know what's going to work. It takes them 2 or 3 years to figure out, hey, that play is just never going to work.
Seems like you can go the other way, though. If you're an NFL coach, you can become a college coach.
Yeah, because you're going to bring some discipline and stuff into the fold.
Oof. Not much going for Miami still. 2 for 4, 17 yards, and a pick for Tua.
You guys see Sam Bankman-Fried bought, I forget, 6-7% of it.
What was it?
Sam Bankman-Fried. I saw he's down 50% on his net worth. I don't know if they said he lost $12 billion or he's now worth $12 billion, whatever. But I think he's worth $12 billion.
That's what they say. They're like saying that Elon and Sailor are underwater right now. It's just because Bitcoin went down. They'll be above water when it goes back up.
Right.
I don't think they sold anything.
Bankman bought a huge stake in Robinhood today.
Ew.
Which was in.
I don't like Robinhood.
I don't either, but it's interesting because Robinhood does have crypto on it. It's not real crypto. It's kind of it's like Frankenstein crypto.
Right.
Robinhood's like custody in it and then determining your price. I don't really recommend it for people to buy their crypto there because if they were to go bankrupt or something, I don't know if you're going to get your money. But if you're, if you got a 70-year-old father and this guy has no business messing around with a wallet and all this stuff, and he wants to buy, $2,000 worth of Bitcoin, it's a pretty good way for someone like that to do it.
That's true too. Big Papa says Urban's on Fox College broadcast next year, he thinks.
Okay. Oh, did you see that Tom Brady news? He signed a
Yeah, dude,
month.
10 for 370 million. There was Andrew Hawkins or whatever. He's like, "Welcome to the exclusive club of players who are making more after they're retired." And he's like, "It's okay that you didn't, that you were a mediocre NFL player."
Who said that?
It's like Andrew Hawkins or something. I don't even think I know who he is. I just remember the name now because of the tweet. But he was just poking fun at Tom, like, "Oh yeah, it's okay that you were mediocre too. You're making more
I,
money after you retire."
that one really surprised me. Tom, he's always like he's played for so long,
He's
and
making
he's always
so much
been the
money now
leader
between
in time.
Autograph and Fox now. It's just taking everyone's money.
I just can't see him wanting to do that for 10 years. I mean, he strikes me as a guy that's super competitive and loves football, but is he going to love like doing the Jets Chargers at 4 p.m. on a Sunday in October? I don't know.
I'm sure
You
he'll
know,
only get like primetime games, like Romo. They only play like the games of the week or whatever.
it makes more sense when a guy like Troy Aikman had his career ended when he was 30 years old, and how
Yeah,
much money did he make? He probably only made 20-25 million dollars in his life. Brady's
yeah,
made
back then.
$1 billion. Like
And
that
he's got
dude on the
Giselle.
yeah
She's
no
and she
yeah
makes more money than he does.
exactly on the 12th consecutive Sunday when he's got to fly to another city and do all this game for I can't when a guy's that rich I can't see it, man. It's not. I don't know. I'd be willing to bet, I don't know, 2 grand. He does not fulfill all 10 years of that.
That's a
I
lot of
think.
money though. 370.
Well,
He's like, we're
well,
talking
it is a lot of money,
half
but
a billion dollars.
once you get to year 8 and you've already banked 280 million of it and invested it, like what's he going to care about another 30 mil? When
Yeah,
he's
I
52
wonder
years
what's in the
old.
contract though. Like what that might make him have to do it or something.
I'm sure they got some type of
Yeah,
where he
and then I'm
can.
sure there's some sort of loophole too. Ooh, stuffed at the line. There's Etienne right there. Yeah, I think he got drafted pretty high in our fantasy leagues, and then obviously he got hurt. Did he get hurt in the preseason? I feel like he didn't even play.
Eddie, yeah, he was he may have even been like before the preseason. It was real early.
Drinkable bathwater.
It's probably good for him. I mean, honestly, at running back, what you see, like even the Raiders, they just did this with what's his face, the little guy, the running back they have. He came up on his 5th-year option, and they didn't Josh Jacobs. They didn't even
Oh
extend
yeah,
his player 8.5 million. It's like, man, that's kind of messed up. Like these guys are giving you the prime of their career at these tiny salaries. Their 5th-year player option comes up and you don't even pick it up, and like he's probably only going to get a couple mil on
yeah,
running
he's
backs. The ones that are getting screwed by this new format where the
for
rookies
sure
don't get paid.
true. And I mean Jacobs too. He's been pretty brittle though, right? Like he's been hurt a lot. I feel like he had a
Oh,
lot of high hopes, but just didn't really fulfill.
I wouldn't say brittle. He's certainly missed a couple games, but I think he's only missed like 6 games.
Okay,
But he
I don't know why I feel like it was more.
well, he doesn't catch passes really, and he is a smaller guy, so he's probably not going to age super well. And teams are just like they got to resign Waller, and they just picked up Devontae, which was a monster deal, and Derek Carr has a mega deal, and I mean you got to have a defense.
Ooh.
So I get why they're not doing it, but I'm just saying as a whole, these running backs when they go first or second round and or even they go fifth round and do well, they're stuck on these rookie contracts. And then by the time they come out of the contract, they're like 26 and nobody really wants them for big money.
Yeah, and I feel like we're missing some people. Is this everybody? Just want to make sure first. I see Daedalus just joined. But before I spin, I just want to make sure everyone's on here. Oh, oh, now he's adding them as we're going. I got my little Will Smith cursor tonight.
This spin will be the first
Oh,
$20.
Get Scram on there real quick.
There are 8.5 billion people in the world, Jay, and this spin will be the first dollar anyone's made buying crypto in the last 6 weeks.
You're welcome, folks. Look at all these randoms just showing up, right? All right, we're going to spin it now. We just got like 4 more people before I spun. Good luck, everyone. Loyalty Thursday, it's all for ETH. Okay, last one. We're spinning.
Seen some new names on the wheel.
That's what we like. That's what we like. All right, good luck. Oh, nice, Britt. Let's go. She works with me. So now I got to help her set up a wallet. We're getting new people with wallets. We're getting new people into Ethereum. Let's go.
It's good. Like to see that.
That's really what we like. All right.
Does she live out in the state with the longest coastline in the U.S.?
She sure does. She lives near the coast-ish.
How's the weather up in Maine? Is it warming up yet? It was 90 degrees here today.
Yeah, it was like 80 today in the sun. It was actually really nice.
I would like to get up there. I've got some major expenses coming up here. I got to go to my high school reunion this week, and now that I had to take a small credit line advance to fill up my gas tank because I'm gonna have to fill it up on the way there and back.
Yeah, for real though, dude. It's brutal. I usually just like to put like $20 in gas in my car every time I go, and it used to not even that long ago. It used to give me like 2/3, 3/4 of a tank, and now it's like 1/3 of a tank, and I'll drive for like 2 days and I gotta refill. I'm just like, oh.
There's a massive diesel shortage in the country. Obviously, he's got a lot of.
It was like $7, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's even worse than that. Like one of my buddies here is a pretty big farmer. I mean, it's his own. It's his own land. This isn't a big corporate farm, but he's like, I had to pay like 4 G's for diesel, and then my next door neighbor or best friend or whatever it is. The two of them, they couldn't even get diesel. They're like, dude, we got crops that are like, we have to, farming has very strict set schedules. They can't get their hands on gasoline.
Yeah, all tractors are diesel, or at least most of them are these days.
Yeah.
Everyone I've ever driven.
They are, especially around these parts, a lot of these guys these aren't the major corporate farms out here. So a lot of these people are actually leasing certain tractors out to other plots because they're more fuel efficient. Like, hey man, and people are actually thinking about stuff like that. Not like, hey, this one's going to take an extra 6 days of manpower. It's gonna be more efficient on the gasoline. When people are having to make decisions like that, things are bad.
It's terrible, man. Everything kind of sucks right now. But that's why just buy more Bitcoin. And it'll all be good in a couple years. Britt, congrats again. That's so sick. I'm so stoked that she came in.
Well, I think what you're seeing is that there is just a pile of leverage in crypto. People, once they get their thoughts on Bitcoin, like, hey, I really truly believe this is going to 500,000 or 5 million or whatever, they just aren't comfortable buying $10,000 worth of it. They've got to buy $20,000 worth of it on a loan, even though they only have $5,000 or $10,000. And the problem with an asset like Bitcoin or cryptos in general, they can wash out 50% in 3 weeks. And if you don't have another $5,000 sitting around, you can't post the collateral. And of course, you got all these stable coins. I know we talked about that in the chat a little bit.
Those are getting sketchy now too after what happened with Luna.
I think those have always been sketchy. The whole point of Bitcoin is that you can self-custody. One of the biggest problems we've had in this country is that, let's say you want to hold gold. Well, nobody wants to hold gold in their home because you get robbed or,
Oh, yeah.
They're holding it with the banks, and the banks are doing what's called rehypothecation. That's a tough word for me to even say. But
yeah, it's a tough word for me to hear.
They're lending your gold to 600 different people. So 600 people think they have gold in their IRA, and really there's one gold bar that represents that. So the whole point of Bitcoin
is it's like Bitcoin too. You do the same thing.
It's trackable. Like if I have a Bitcoin or a fraction of one, I know it's going to have, and I can. If I send it to you, there's no double spend because we could the nodes are verifying that one belongs to this wallet. It's not in someone else's wallet. Well, when you start doing all this crap like buying it on Robinhood and PayPal and Venmo, and you got stable coins, now all of a sudden you start really overcomplicating what the entire premise of this was supposed to be to begin with.
Yeah, no, it's true.
So it shouldn't surprise anyone when these stable coins start busting. It's particularly the stuff out there with passive income, like,
Weren't they
just own it. It's going to pay you 19% interest. Like, come on, man, your radar needs to be going up.
Yeah.
The second because it's 19% interest.
That's too much.
No one gets 19% interest except my credit card companies.
Yeah. Those assholes.
I mean, even the mob, if you don't pay your gambling debt, only charges you like 16%. So,
did they say that the Luna guy wasn't doxxed at all? I know they said like Do Kwon or Do Kwon or something like that.
Do Kwon, he was doxxed. The problem, what came out today, he actually did this once before, 3 or 4 years ago, with a different stable coin.
That's what I saw, that article you sent.
Yeah, they doxed him today for doing this once before, and as soon as I read that, I was like, oh God, I mean, this guy.
Wait, what?
This guy's he's the Charles Ponzi of stablecoin. Be careful out there. I mean, it's I hate Warren Buffett, but he, one of his best quotes, probably his best quote, is when the tide rolls out, you see who's swimming naked. And a lot of these, when everything's going down in lockstep, what happens is a guy's like, oh man, I'm down 80% in this stock, and I don't want to sell it. So you start having to sell even the stuff that didn't get hammered, because you're like, I have to raise $10,000 cash for this margin call or for a new roof. I don't want to sell the one that's down 80%. I'll sell that other asset that's only down 10%. Well, if everybody starts thinking like that, then that one's down 20%, and it starts causing another ripple,
Oh my God, yeah, this Luna stuff's just wild to me. It's like under a penny right now. It was at 116 like a couple months ago. And I just tried
my head around the stable coins, and I'm a pretty sophisticated guy when it comes to traditional investments. I don't know that I'd say I'm sophisticated with crypto, but I can't make heads or tails of all these stable coins and stuff. I mean, it sounds like people are talking about, it's like computer science meets NASA science meets, guys that should be performing like surgery on, with new technology, and instead they're inventing stable coins. I just don't trust it, man.
Yeah. I don't know. It's tough though, because if like the U.S. dollar stablecoin ever were to do that, then crypto's fucked.
Well, I was in financial services in 2008, and when it was T. Rowe Price, maybe their money market fund broke the buck, which was like they're supposed to defend that at all costs, and it went down to like 99.9 cents. I mean, if you had $1 million in there, you lost like $50, and that was every headline on the news. The dollar, it breaks the buck. Your 401ks aren't safe. People lost like a fraction of a penny. So I can only imagine when when Luna drops to 1 cent in like 6 hours. Like, can you imagine if that had happened in a money market fund in people's 401ks?
Oh yeah. Nope, I can't. Oh man, I thought we were gonna see a touchdown here. Yeah, Mostert is looking pretty nice out there. I forgot they got Mostert. Would you say that earlier?
Yeah, he's a real. San Francisco's a very run-based offense, so we'll find out how good he really is, I guess. But I think he's very talented. I think he's super fast. But lots of guys look pretty good. And
can you see the chat? Can you see the chat? Did you get?
No, I can't.
Oh. Jan says, "Rally, you're on a football stream, haha."
Oh, we got to talk about crypto, man.
I know.
It's the only news.
That's true.
Speaking of which, though,
we got 14-6 though, man. We got a close game here.
Jan had an excellent point in the chat, talking about if you're buying or selling a Friday Night Punk right now, what are you thinking about the ETH that it's listed for? Or are you thinking about the dollar equivalent? Because it's a totally different number right now than it was, say.
I always just think about ETH when it comes to the NFTs on OpenSea. It's just if I wanted to buy one right now, I would definitely consider just using U.S. dollar to buy more ETH rather than using the ETH that I already have in there. Just because it's so cheap right now.
So what? It's at what, $1,900? Let's just call it $2,000. So
Yeah, but like
if
point oh
something,
three is like what, $50?
so yeah, $60,
Yeah,
$57.
yeah.
It does change the calculation a little bit. Let's say I had a punk like I got an offer on CD RAM the other day, and I don't even know if I have. I think I have all my punks listed. They're probably a little higher than I would. I tend, when I list something, I list it at a price I'd be happy if it sold.
Oh
I
yeah,
wouldn't be
same.
like, oh damn, I
Which
didn't
is
mean to
much
sell that.
higher than what people probably will buy it for, because I'm not really
Right.
planning on selling it unless it's for that.
Well, so I couldn't even tell you what I have CD RAM listed at. Let's just say point 0.2. Okay. Well, when Ethereum was
That's way too low.
no, point 0.2.
Yeah. No, I'm talking. He's like a 1 ETH.
Okay, well, I don't know what I have them listed. I'm sure
I'm
somebody
just
could
giving you a
verify
hard
it if they
time.
want. But let's just say I had it at point 0.2, and let's say I set it there when it was at 4,000. That's $800. I mean, $800. That's for an average guy. That's like almost a week's salary, net of taxes or whatever. So $800 is a good amount of money, right? Now it's only $400. It's actually like $360. Like if it's sold for point 0.2 right now, I'd be like, oh, dude, I didn't mean to
Yeah,
sell
what the
that.
hell? Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I got to FNP, it was like high threes, low fours, or something like that. It was a
Mhm.
much different story.
Yeah, so if you set, that's another good reason when you list a player, you want to list it high because I mean, shit, if you list it and forget about it 3 months later and ETH drops from $4,000 to $1,200, you could really sell some stuff you don't mean to sell.
Yeah, but then also you just sit on that ETH and wait till it goes back up.
Yeah, and I'm a believer in ETH. I, I think I said this in the chat the other day. I keep most of my savings in Bitcoin. To me, that is money, but ETH is, I think, definitely the leader to win these smart contracts. It's obviously got some flaws. The gas is, they're working on that. They've got the EIP 1559 that came out, and they're doing some things. They're just taking a little while, and it's just a
They're
whole.
taking quite a while, yeah.
Yeah, but they want to get
We're
it
still
right.
waiting for Ethereum 2.0, right? Fix those gas fees.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you were making a major say ETH is what all life insurance policies are traded on in 10 years, which is not a giant stretch, right? It could easily be the case. If you're buying $1 million life insurance policy, you can wait until 4:30 in the morning on Wednesday night to do the contract and minimize the gas fees, right? What's causing these gas wars is like these NFTs that are minting, that are hot, ApeCoin, whatever. Like it's FOMO. You're not going to FOMO on your car insurance. You're not going to FOMO on your mortgage insurance. If you're, no one's going to pay those type of gas fees once smart contracts really reach their full potential. Is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's what's been
Is
so
my
nice about Poly anyway. There's like, it's virtually free. That makes me
right, and that's
way more apt to buy more NFTs when I know I'm just spending the price that it says on there.
right. It's just especially for a project like this, where it's not quite as set it and forget it. People like to flip these things around and swap them, and
Oh
oh, I
yeah,
want to have this guy for my fantasy team, but oh wait, this guy is a Saint now. I got to pick him up because I'm a New Orleans fan. Like I saw Tyrann Mathieu, Honey Badger or Moneybagger in a
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Saints jersey. There's guys out there that are diehard Saints fans that didn't want his FNP, but
Yeah, I'm
now they
like that
want
with
it.
Rusty. I got Rusty because he's on Denver.
Right, and I I have Money Badger because I think his hair is cool and I like the FNP and I wanted it. But like if somebody made me a really nice offer because he's a Saint, I would probably
Oh
sell
yeah,
it and buy my Steve Smith that I want, because I'm a Panther fan. But I don't
exactly.
want to pay $200 in gas fees to sell a FNP for $300. That's nuts. I
Woof.
would just never be able to sell anything.
Yeah. No, it sounds awful. I don't get how or why.
Well, if you're buying a Moonbird and it's going to 40 East, like you don't really care about $1,200. But if you're buying an FNP for you know because you need a running back for your DraftKings team, but
Kevin K says, I have gas wars after 4 burritos. Nice. Connor, thanks for joining. Kai, thanks for joining. Thursday night, Friday night punks. Let's go.
Okay, chat. Pick a stock, any stock that's down 80% or more, and tell me which one that you like the most long term.
You got any stock. Tesla. I don't know.
They're not down.
They're down. How much are they down?
No, Tesla's not down very much. They've actually held up the market.
Well, maybe I should buy some.
Yeah, I mean, somebody could look that up. I don't know if they're down 20%, 30%, but they're not down a lot. I know that.
That's a lot. But that's not compared to 90, 80. Yeah, that's tough. That's hard to recover from. And we got another blowout on our hands. Jacksonville. They showed up to play. We're almost ready for our second wheel spin here too.
Miami's got enough weapons that I think they still come back. I think they're going to be a very, very quick strike.
I don't know. I'm saying I don't trust Tua, especially from what I'm seeing here so far on Madden. Trevor looks like he's got that cannon.
I will tell you this: on DraftKings, I'm going to be targeting them a lot.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be talking to you about that a lot.
Yeah, one of the things you'll, if any of you guys are new to DraftKings, and I've been playing football pretty heavily for the past 5 years. I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I'm certainly a high-level amateur, if you want to call me that. You're almost always going to want to play a quarterback that can run.
Ooh, there goes Tua.
And right on
cue.
Target. Yeah. The way the scoring is, it's like most fantasy leagues where 25 passing yards is 1 point, but 10 rushing yards is 1 point.
Oh, and, for sure.
A passing touchdown is only worth, I think, 3, maybe 4, but a rushing touchdown's worth 6. And I can't tell you how many times it's just like, I had this quarterback, he had 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, but he got smeared by Jalen Hurts, or he got smeared by a cheap Tua because the guy had 100 yards rushing with a rushing touchdown and 192 yards passing,
Ooh. Oh, another pick.
Jeez. Yeah, he's just gunning it out there. That was a bad one, 50 seconds left, too.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was, they had plenty of time. He didn't need to force that. Yeah, just looking at another blowout.
In your DraftKings games, this is pretty basic for anybody who's played, but you almost always want to pair your quarterback with a receiver on the team. That's pretty basic.
Stack them points.
And then you want to do what's called a run back, typically, where you run it back with a receiver for the other team. And the reason you want to do that is because those numbers are highly correlated. Generally speaking, to win a contest like the one we're going to be running each week on DraftKings for Friday Night Punks, you're going to need to beat like 80 people, right? You need to have like a monster. So you need to find a game that's typically got like a high over-under. Maybe it's got 52 points or 54 points. And you're going to want to play the quarterback with his receiver or tight end. And then you're going to want to play the receiver on the other team. So when that game shoots out, you're not trying to come in 15th place every week. You're trying to come in first.
You need top 3 to get them punks,
Right, yeah. Top 3 once all season, and you're happy because you're playing for damn near free, and you're going to win a punk that could be worth.
It is for free. Yeah, you never know what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates. Oh, is he going to do something here? Jeez.
One thing I would suggest if you're, if you're new or you don't have one punk, now's a really, really good time to buy one because ETH is cheap and it's still the off season. So there's some guys near the floor who are like 0.02 or 0.026 or.
Yeah, I think our floor is back up to 0.03.
When all you have to do is own one to be in our contest, our weekly contest, and you could win one that's worth $2,000.
Oh yeah, you just never know what's going to happen with these. Asani Samuel's agent was messaging me again today on Instagram, so we're still just getting started. He's just getting started. He messaged me back today and he goes, "What do you mean by mint?" And I'm like, "Oh God, here we go." So we're still teaching Asante how to get things set up, but we'll get there.
That's great. I love that though because it shows he wants to learn. I mean, hell, I didn't know what mint meant
Right. I was like, it's like
16.
a certificate of authenticity. I mean, I explained it a little deeper, but all right, we're heading to the wheel. Heading to the wheel. Nice. Get some new names on there. That's what we like. All right. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Good luck, Rally. I think you're on there.
I better be.
Yep, I see you. You're on there. I'm not, but you are.
Flaming Panda.
Here we go. Yeah, she works with me. She won a mint reserve spot like a couple of streams ago.
Sweet.
Oh, did Connor get? Oh my God, my brother finally won. There you go. Now I can help. Now another person who's getting their wallet set up. That's 2 new wallets tonight.
There we go.
We do like that.
We are single-handedly as a NFT project going to pull crypto out of the gutter
Tonight. It's happening tonight.
No, I actually saw a really good article, and it was this one was specifically referencing Bitcoin, but it talks about, you know, how in the long run these pullbacks are just so healthy for crypto, because what happens, and somebody that's been on the fence about whether they should get in or not, well, they've now seen Bitcoin at 69K, and they had a little bit of FOMO. They've seen Ethereum at 4,000. They've had some FOMO, and maybe they wouldn't buy it when it was at 69,000 or 4,000. But when it comes down to 26,000, or Ethereum's at what, 1,900?
Yeah, it's really hard
they
not
get
to.
the paycheck, and they look at that $1,000 in their paycheck, and they say, "Well, my rent's not due this week. I've already made my car payment. You know, I've got gas and food. Like, wouldn't that be stupid not to just throw 800 of this into
just
a little bit of crypto?"
Are we seeing Lawrence here? Sorry to change the subject real quick, but Lawrence has got over 200 yards already. Looking good for Sunshine owners. But back to what Rally was saying, yeah, buy some crypto right now. Buy some ETH, some Bitcoin.
What it does is it ultimately ends up with mass adaptation, because people have seen it at these high price points. They're like, oh, 69K, I'd never pay that for a Bitcoin. But, you know, because if you get a $1,000 paycheck, what are you going to buy, 1% of a Bitcoin? That doesn't sound sexy, right? But when you hear I can pick up 4% of a Bitcoin, it's like, okay, well, that's actually,
it's getting a little better.
Yeah, it's good.
But also, if it's like 100, you know, it gets to 100,000 one day, then 69 doesn't sound so bad.
Correct.
That's what's going to happen. 69 never sounds too bad, I guess. But
I'm a big.
Running Gun says Red Pill Thursday. Yep, take the red pill, fam. Let's set up those wallets.
Well, I mean, we have to talk about it. I mean, I know there's football going on, but good God, man, how do you not talk about it? This is a buying opportunity of a lifetime for some people. I mean, and the thing is, once you are red pill and once you actually believe in it, it's like, well, I love buying a half of an Ethereum at 1,900, because if it goes down to 1,200, I'll buy a full one next week, and then I'll own 1.5 of them. You know, and then I never have to think about it again.
Never. Yeah, I got juicy with some ApeCoin today. A little bit of Graph, a little bit of Cardano.
Where'd you buy your ApeCoin?
Coinbase Pro.
Okay. Coinbase, got to talk about this. If you have any crypto on Coinbase or any exchange, get it off the exchange. Get it in a wallet. Get it in cold wallet. Get it in cold storage. Coinbase had a report. They changed something in, I think, in their 10Q or something. Disclaimer that if they were to go bankrupt, and their stock is at like $50, it IPO'd at 300 a year ago. Okay, so it's down like 83% or 90%, something crazy. If they were to go bankrupt, your crypto will be treated as like something that's accessible to their unsecured creditors.
Oh, geez. So we'd get Luna.
You could lose it if they have debt, which I'm sure they have tons of debt. I mean, I've been in the business long enough to know those guys have a shitload of debt. Their creditors could take your money if it's sitting in the exchange. Okay, so another great reason is at any moment, I'm sure Coinbase has probably got the best security in the world, but it could be hacked. And,
Right.
hackers have hacked everything throughout. They hacked the government, the NSA. They hacked,
You
Walmart's
definitely
been
got to be
hacked.
careful with it, that's for sure. Ledgers are a very
You
smart
don't.
idea.
Mount Gox got hacked in what was that, 2013 or something? And guys who lost 10 grand in that, that sucked. Oh, it's 10 grand. Well, now that shit's worth, well, now it's only worth like 20 grand, but it was now, but at one point that 10 grand went to $1 million, and you'd be kicking yourself for the rest of your life if
Uh,
you left
I
your
know.
money on it and it cost you $1 million.
That would be awful.
Get it off the exchange. Don't leave it there. You only put money on it. You only put crypto in exchange when you're getting ready to sell it.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, the only other exception would be, I've got some things on my Coinbase where like I watched a video and they gave me like $5 worth of it. I don't need to transfer that.
That's how I got started, man. I did all those videos.
Yeah, and it's great. And there's nothing wrong with doing that, but I don't like to mix those with my real money. I just don't, because like,
That's
what if
fair.
one of those scam, or am I going to pay a $3 fee to transfer $5? I don't want to go into my real wallet one day when I'm 82 years old and I'm like, oh, let me get my $10 million out, and there's 0.0000 something of something I've never bought before in there. It's going to freak me out.
Oh yeah, don't touch it. It's like when we all had 13K for like 3 weeks or however long it was. That was so weird.
What's
So
Solana at right now? I
it's
know
like
it's
40,
getting cranked.
$45 or something like that. It's still, I mean, that's not like, it was at $1 on my birthday, which was December 27th in 2020. I remember that because then, like, when I got into crypto, it cranked up to like 120. It's like, if I had just put $1,000 on my birthday, it would have been 120K. Obviously,
It's
can't think like that, but now it's back down to, I think, I'll check real quick, but I think it was like 45 last I checked.
it's also the greatest crypto tweet of all time. I don't remember the exact context, but Sam Bankman-Fried, he's the youngest billionaire in the world. He owns FTX, and now he's the third largest stakeholder in Robinhood. He's a pretty big name if you don't know him. He's also on the board of Autograph with the NFTs. But he was arguing about Solana. It was at like somewhere around $1, 86 cents or something. And some guy was talking about how Solana will never make it, blah, blah, blah. And Sam Bankman-Fried says, I will buy all the Solana you have right now at $3.
Oh, I remember that, yeah. I do remember that.
Sell it to me for $3 or fuck off. And then literally in the next, like, I don't know, 2 weeks, it went from 86 cents to like $68.
Yeah, dude, it skyrocketed fast. I felt there was a lot of FOMO, and I couldn't. I felt like I was too late the whole time, and it just kept going up.
I mean, if that guy actually had, who's like fudding about Solana, if he actually sold Bankman he probably had $800 in it. You know how people on the internet are. The
Another
guys that
pick.
talk a lot, they usually have no money in it, and they're usually just fudders.
Dolphins about to maybe make this a game here. Little pick six.
There it
48-yard
is.
return. Nice. Jolly, thanks for joining. Let's go. Yeah, Jason, that's what I'm saying. Get your friends in here. They win free stuff. They tell their friends. It's pretty easy. Stan did the same thing, and he had like 2 friends win back-to-back weeks. Maybe even in the same stream. I don't know why everyone's not just telling 1 friend or 2 friends. And then we get to see Rally get pied, too.
Ooh, yeah, that's true.
Where, we had a nice little pump of subscribers there, but they started to slow down again. So we're going to have to start, hyping this thing up again. It's not that many people. All they got to do is click subscribe.
I've been happy with the growth of the stream. I mean, we're watching Madden.
Me too.
I mean, there's nothing.
I know. I know. I mean, it's awesome. I'm super appreciative of everyone who comes in. We got, 142 subscribers? I'll take it. Imagine if this thing blows up next season and then we do it again next year. We'll easily have 1,000 subscribers. If we were doing streams during the height of this, it'd be a whole nother story.
Oh, I ran into a guy in Nashville that went to the draft last week, or 2 weeks ago. He said it was behind the Caesars property.
The draft?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I know that area super well. I mean, everybody knows the Strip, but those casinos, you don't realize that their plot of lands are actually gigantic, and like the front of the casino and the back of the casino is like a damn 20-minute walk, 30-minute walk. So I still don't know exactly where they held it, but it makes sense they would have held it off the back of the property.
Yeah. Oh, Christian Kirk, that got to see him in action. Lawrence is another pass completion. Dang. 32 for 37, 271. Only halfway through the third.
I missed the Kentucky Derby. Of course, everybody saw the 80-1 horse won it. If you haven't seen the race, you got to watch it. My God,
was it a huge comeback?
It's incredible.
All right,
if you
I'll check it out.
If you were able to live bet on that horse, understanding that he was subbed in the day of the race and he was 80-1.
Wow.
You were to see how far back he was at the start and 1,000-1. Like to have the biggest, an 80-1 dark horse emerge from like the worst position imaginable to, I mean, this shit out of every horse on the backstretch is insane. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah. B says it was the draft was right behind the link with a Q.
Okay, I've heard of that. I think
I've never been to Vegas.
Recently built. Oh.
My girlfriend used to live there though. She taught there for like 6 years. Tua is a bomb.
Live in Denver and never make it over Vegas. Like a 6-hour drive?
Because I like investing and saving my money. I don't want to go gamble it in Vegas. I have terrible luck gambling. It's legal here in Maine. We have casinos, and I've been a few times, and I left with 0 each time.
Well, funny, and people are always like, "Oh, there's so much more to do in Vegas than just gamble." Yeah,
like
you can
what?
Drink.
Yeah,
but it
leads to gambling. Yeah, or illegal prostitution. It's just not a good ending. You might have to go to Reno for that.
The only cool thing I've done in Vegas that did not involve gambling or partying was you can rent like really cheap like planes out there and fly over the Grand Canyon, Hoover Dam, that kind of stuff. The rest of Vegas, don't listen to anyone says there's so much more to do. That is what's there to do.
Marvin Jones, 10 catches for $102. Yeah, the only reason I would go is because my girlfriend has friends there, so it'd be cool to go meet some of her friends from the past. And it sounds like there's definitely cool places to eat. I love food.
Oh yeah, Vegas is a great food city. It's certainly in the top, I don't know, 3, 5. I would put Charleston, South Carolina as number 1.
Nice.
It's just.
Portland's got good food too. When you come up here, we'll show you some spots. Trevor Lawrence.
I'm not a big seafood guy.
No, me either. Don't worry about it. You don't got to worry about that. Just because we're in Maine doesn't mean we have to eat seafood. I think
Nashville's gonna
be gross.
Except I went to a restaurant the other day, a barbecue spot, and they were out of pork.
Oh no.
I asked the girl, I said, "Is this one of those Joe Biden things?" And she just looked at me, and she's probably like 16. She's like, "I don't know if it's one of those Biden things."
Oh God, is this one of those Biden things? Is this one of those Brandon things?
Does everyone here ask you this?
Right. Gret says, fun fact, Red Strike would have still lost to Secretariat by 13 strides based on their times. Wild. Heard this on Mad Dog Radio. That's nuts.
Wow, that is. I'm not a huge horse guy, but I know a little bit about it. And obviously track conditions and stuff are going to play a part. But so it's not exactly apples to apples. But yeah, I mean, that's interesting.
That's crazy that Secretariat was that fast that long ago. Guess they're not juicing the horses.
Oh, juicing has existed in horses as long as
that's I know. Didn't some guy just get in trouble for it? Phew, what's up, man? Thanks for joining.
They all do it.
No need for excuses. We appreciate you joining. We're getting close to the next wheel spin, so you got here just in time.
The thing you got to understand about steroids is there's so much money in steroids. I mean, think about it. Like, if you become the next Alex Rodriguez, you're going to make $1 billion, right?
Yeah.
Well, the guy who creates the steroid or the hormone that creates the next Alex Rodriguez, he's also going to make $1 billion. And guess what? He's not a professional athlete, so that's really his only chance to make it. He's going to compete just as hard as those guys are trying to make the majors.
It's like a scammer, yeah. Just another way of scamming.
Now, who's developing best for steroids? It's like Major Baseball. Well, they don't care. You know, they're going to spend like 5 developing the test. So you've got $1 billion trying to create the next drug that's not traceable, going up against $5 million trying to track it. They're always going to be 10.
Oh, we're losing.
Particularly in horses.
You're breaking up a little bit.
I mean, those horses are dead by the time.
Oh, you're breaking up a little bit. I think we can still understand you, but it's getting a little robotronic.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I got a really long text from my mom, and I think it broke up the stream or something.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, you're good now. 1331. That's a palindrome. Let's go. Oh, Jasicki. Are they gonna try to make it a game, or what do you say? Let's get a touchdown here, Miami.
The year the Panthers made the Super Bowl, not the year that we lost to the Broncos, but the Patriots, the entire offensive line got busted for steroids in the season.
Dang. Sounds about right. Grape says Rally loves the idea of steroids in athletes. Heard him talk about that a few times on streams. Oh my god. Reggie says that Secretariat's his favorite athlete of all time. He had a heart twice the size of a normal thoroughbred. That's really cool. No wonder he could run so fast. He's pumping that blood like no other.
Nice yeah. If you are, but even if you're not into horse racing, the tracks down in South Florida are beautiful. I mean, if you've never been, it's a great way to spend an afternoon. Like, get in there for a week, and you got some time to kick out those little casinos, and they do horse racing in like January, February. You know, it's going to be mostly like 80-year-old men out there, but it's really luxurious to go to a little, or you know, they got the South Beach skyline in the back.
Oh yeah,
I love South Florida.
I need to get
and
down
actually
there
you'll see some of the best horses in the world, because that's where they're trying to see who's going to compete in the Kentucky Derby and who's going to, you know, that's the beginning of the season down there.
That sounds interesting. Moogly says, "Can you hear me now? What is this, a Verizon commercial?" And B says, "Sprint." That shit's funny. I noticed that dude just totally jumped ship. The can you hear me now guy was on Verizon, then all of a sudden you see him on Sprint commercials. Apparently, they didn't have a good breakup. Yeah, he sold out big time. Oh, we're about to do third quarter wheel spins here too, I think, after this play. Mostert didn't have the mustard on that one. Oh, we're going to get another play off real quick? I don't know.
Nope. Who's San Francisco's running back this year? Is Brent on the stream? Somebody's got. I don't know who they've replaced him with.
Well, they had someone else too, didn't they? Other than Mostert.
Oh, that's right. I think they had a rookie last year, and he didn't really do anything. And then they had another guy that kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
they had
names are eluding me right now.
Is it Trey Sermon?
That's one of them. I feel like they had someone else too.
Eli Mitchell.
Eli Mitchell.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, we're shuffling. Good luck, everyone. Good luck, Rally. Let's get you some ETH. We're spinning.
I'm due.
You are due. I want to make sure. I'm just going to double check that they can see it. All right, shuffle. All right, we're spinning. Boom. Good luck. Good luck. It's going to Gretz. Congrats, Gretz. That's a nice little win right there. We still got another.
He won last week on my stream.
Last Thursday he did. Nice. The wheel likes him. All right, let's Jump forward to the end of the game, and we'll get one more spin in. Yeah. Congrats. Oh, Stan showing up. Fourth quarter Stan. Second half Stan. Throw him on the wheel.
We got to get Colin.
I know there's a lot of people who are in the Discord fairly often that don't jump on the streams. I'm not sure if they... Oh, that was a nice move by Tua. But yeah, there's some people I feel like who are unaware and just would totally show up if they knew.
He's got a pretty good knowledge of crypto and NFT space. If you haven't seen him in the Discord talking, it doesn't take a whole lot of reading comprehension skills to know that guy knows what he's talking about.
Right, exactly.
He was actually familiar
to
with
win some free punks.
He made a statement in there yesterday that I didn't really pick up on about Do Kwon, where I'm wondering if he didn't already know about the last stable coins. Did you notice that when I posted that article about Do Kwon being doxxed today? He made a statement.
He was all over it.
Like yesterday, like, hey, I don't think you... Well, the implication there was like, hey, I already know about this guy.
Yeah, no, I was watching everyone kind of chat about it in various Discords, and some people were buying, and then some people were like, oh, it's going to zero. And I was like, all I had to see was one person say it's going to zero, and be like, I'm going to wait and see what happens. And then like the day later, it like dumped 40% more. I'm just like, all right, yeah, I'm not touching this thing. Just giving it to people at that point. Broncos might have had the best schedule release video of all time. Don't tell me that. I can't wait to see it. Let's go. Tyler said Broncos, best schedule release video of all time. That's bold, but I'm excited. I think there's some schedule release stuff tonight.
What did we end up with the first game of the season? It was Chargers versus somebody. It was Herbert versus Mahomes.
Chiefs, yeah. Chargers, Chiefs, yeah.
I feel like we got to do something.
Dolphins making it sort of a game. They could... do they go for 2 here? I think they do. Right? Make it 10?
Down 12? Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, you go for 2 here. We'll see what they say.
You always want to go... Well... You always want to go for it earlier. I didn't realize this was in F1.
You don't realize it was what? Oh, no, they're kicking...
Game's being played in London.
Oh, yep. That's funny. NFL London. Yeah, they don't mess around here on Madden. I saw Broncos play the Rams on Christmas this year. That's going to be pretty dope. And I think the Rams have the toughest schedule I saw, whereas the Cowboys and the Redskins were tied for easiest schedule, or the Commanders.
I'm not calling them the Commanders. That's a stupid
football team. I liked football team better.
I thought that was cool.
Me too. I totally agree.
I grew up a Redskins fan, and I can't believe people are offended by that. Number one, it was a cool logo. It wasn't like a silly looking, characterization of an Indian. It just didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. Oh, Marvin with 11 for 115. Damn.
Dan Snyder fought that off for 20 years, but as soon as he got nailed for passing around naked photos of cheerleaders, he's like, oh, let me change the name of the team. Anything to get this story.
To distract, yeah. I'm just going to hold this up here. Jiggle,
that
jiggle,
guy,
jiggle.
I hesitate to even mention this website because
Bills Rams is season opener, says Moogly.
It's such a bad website now. Deadspin.com. Anybody used to be a reader of it? Like circa 2010, it was awesome. They used to leak all these stories and athletes, things they do behind the scenes. They got sued when Hulk Hogan's sex tape came out, and they had to rebrand, and now it's terrible. But one of the stories on there, they used to just hate Dan Snyder. They had it out for him. And of all the guys to have something out for, nobody gives you more ammo than Dan Snyder. Like, they had, 10 articles about all the shady stuff he did. And this is 10, 15 years ago. I mean, this guy, he bought peanuts from a defunct airline for like 3 cents on the dollar that were already expired and marked them up to, $7 and sold them at Redskins games.
Nice.
I mean,
Innovative.
you can't just buy peanuts for $1 and sell them for $7. You got to find stale peanuts from a defunct airline and buy them for 3 cents and sell them for 7. He
Maximum
was
profit.
selling beer at the urinals and got chided by the health department because like how can't you buy it in the line outside the bathroom? Why would you want to buy your beer in the restroom? Like,
No, there's something wrong there. You don't buy that beer. Is that beer?
I mean, if you're a female,
Ooh.
I'm sure the women's bathrooms are just as bad. There's like urine all over the floor in those places. Like,
Sure.
bad.
Oh, yes, I will teach you all at work, Caitlin. I'm glad we got your wallet set up today. And now her wallet is on the smart contract for the next pack drop. So see who she gets.
So, and this would probably be considered uncouth today in today's climate, but 20 years ago, totally acceptable. In college, when I was a freshman, we'd have a couple drinks before the basketball game, and we had seats right behind the bench because you're like a student. So right before halftime, you really got to pee. Like you didn't want to lose your seats like during the first half. So me and my buddies would all race to the urinals, like a minute before halftime, and we do that thing like 5-year-old kids do, where you pull your pants all the way down to your ankles. So when the old men, the alumni were coming into the bathroom, there'd be 19-year-old kids with their ass cheeks sitting out. Can we say that on YouTube?
Oh yeah, we can say whatever we want on YouTube. It's just
Cool.
like the stuff that people see. That's the problem. That's what get demonetized. Body parts. Dude, Trevor Lawrence is leading the challenge this week. That's
Well,
for sure.
it was harmless humor at the time. I mean, a lot of guys really liked it. I mean, I would tell you they thought that was funny.
Yeah. Yeah, Gretz, yes, the pack drop I think is June 4th, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure Jan can, but just check the roadmap. We got the roadmap for the entire off season. Multiple pack drops coming up, and
Awesome.
auctions this weekend. I believe the auctions
I
are
know
this weekend.
billion-dollar projects. I know billion-dollar projects out there that don't have a roadmap listed for the next 2 weeks, let alone
Yeah,
the next 3 months.
yeah, exactly. And I'm sure by the time we get there, Jan's gonna have a lot more juicy stuff for us. Well, I'll have to check it out, Stan. Yeah, they're saying it's the easiest schedule out there. Uh oh. Excuse me. Yes, you got to be You got to
I
be
like how
careful there, Caitlin. But there are definitely smart ones to invest in.
I like how the NFL does their schedule. If you came in first in your division, you have to play every division winner the next year, and if you came in last, you have to play every last place team. So it does
Oh,
seem a
okay.
little like maybe socialism, but it does. It's well, but it's cool because what you do is you get some bounce back teams. A team that went 4-12 can go 8-8, nine and
Yeah, make the
seven because they get a
playoffs and
little
maybe
easier
make a
schedule.
run and get lucky. Yeah. Yeah, it keeps it
And
all around more
it
competitive.
also gives you some marquee matchups during the season. Like, oh, these two teams both made the NFC Championship last year. Now they're playing in week 7. So you got something to look forward to.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, Pat Mahomes, I think he won the passing yards challenge for Legends last week at 356 yards. Trevor Lawrence has 350 right now. Just a heads up for Trevor Lawrence owners. He's had a solid start
Wow,
to
I
the.
would have thought somebody would.
Woo!
I
Look at
thought
them
somebody would.
wheels. 3 sacks for
Because
Van Ginkel. What a name.
Russell had 200 in the first half. Remember when we did our broadcast?
He did, yeah, but then I think he slowed down after. You called that too because we had such a lead that they didn't need to throw the ball anymore. They just ran the clock out. Jan is a brain.
Yep.
Jan's a vibe. In Jan we trust.
That's the other thing when you're building your DraftKings lineup, that you have to look for a shootout. But I'll tell you how many times I've played a quarterback who gets up 14-0 right off the bat, and the game just kind of stalls out. Like it's your quarterback who got off to this hot start ends up getting passed by the game that goes to overtime. That's 51-48.
I hate that. I hate that stuff. Oh, Stan says Russell Wilson week 1 against Seattle. I really like that. I hope we shit stomp Seattle week 1. Oh, don't worry about it, Caitlin. I'm really stoked that you guys decided to come in and join us. It really means a lot. And I'm really stoked it worked out. And now Britt's getting some Ethereum. You're getting a punk. That's why. That's why you join. That's why everyone should join.
You know what I realized? I think my stream is skipping probably because I have that tablet running the YouTube stream.
Oh, maybe. It's just a little choppy. It's not like the worst thing in the world. They got to score quick here. If they score here, though, we got ourselves a game. Even if it's a field goal, they'll be within a touchdown. Could we see our first overtime game? Our first Madden overtime game?
Do I get paid extra if it goes to overtime?
Yes, you get an extra wheel spin with just your name on it.
Hey, Jan, I don't know if you saw, but Tom Brady's getting $375 million, so we're going to have to renegotiate my contract.
Yeah, me too.
FNP broadcast.
No, I'm just kidding. My contract's legit.
Also, that 3 ETH that you paid me is only worth $6,000 now instead of the 12 I thought it was going to be worth. So I'm gonna need
some realized losses or unrealized losses. You're gonna have to subsidize.
Does anybody here?
Hill's not looking great this game because Tua's not looking great. Stan.
This is the blast from the past, but can anyone here name, for a trivia question, who Ricky Williams signed as his agent coming out of college?
Ooh. And it's like, was it Jay-Z or something like that? Like, as an
Jay-Z
agent?
Jay-Z was just barely. I mean, Jay-Z hit the scene in like '98, so Ricky Williams was looking
I
at
don't know.
'99. Jay-Z was focused on
Puff Daddy?
Hard Knock Life. No, we're getting close. It's you got to think about that down south.
Oh, that's not gonna help. Down south, Ricky Williams. Wait, what'd you say? Was the last part?
Ricky Williams was drafted by the Saints, so let's think about that.
Scott Boras.
30,000.
Stan says his cousin. Jerry Maguire. Bigwig says Jerry Maguire. Was it Tom Cruise?
I'll give you a hint. This guy was a rapper, but he also played for the Charlotte Hornets.
Rapper, but played for the Hornets? Was it Glenn Davis? No. Did he rap? Who? I don't know. Master P? Nas?
There.
Wait,
Master
was it?
P.
It was. Wait, he played for the Hornets?
He never made the full season squad, but he played in exhibition games. He played for the Charlotte Hornets.
I had no idea. That's very cool.
His name was, I think, Percy Miller, maybe is his name. He actually, I was a huge Hornets fan growing up, and I saw him score like 8 points in a preseason game once. He's a pretty good basketball player.
That's awesome.
Like 6'5" or something, I think. But
I was just gonna say, Mom's Lawrence does have a lot of yards. I think he's up with roughly the same amount of yards that Mahomes had last week. So he's definitely in good shape.
Well, Ricky signed a performance-based contract. He was one of the first guys to really do like a wild contract. It was all about his yards and his touchdowns, and he would have gotten all these bonuses if he had, instead of taking the guaranteed money. And
if he wasn't smoking the
Ricky's first
lettuce.
couple of years in New Orleans didn't go that great. Well, I think his second year, he hit 1,000 yards in like week 10 against the Panthers. And then on his very next carry, he lost 2 yards, tore his ACL, ended the season with 998 yards, and it cost him like $2 million, losing 2 yards that carry.
That's brutal. I remember when he came back and played for the Dolphins, he had this like solid fantasy year. I think he might actually help me win a championship.
Yeah, he was
him
really,
say,
really good.
That's right, Stan.
I think they paired him. He was in a split back with Ronnie Brown, maybe, from Auburn.
That sounds right. I don't even remember. Yes, he was splitting with someone, yeah.
Auburn put out 2 top 5 picks that year. They had Cadillac Williams and Ronnie Brown, and I think Ronnie Brown ended up in a timeshare with Ricky Williams.
Yes, that sounds right.
They smoked everybody running the Wildcat.
Yeah, that was a fun season. Lots of touchdowns for Ricky that year. It was pretty impressive. Yeah.
Run, Ricky, run. Run Ricky Run's a great ESPN 30 for 30 if you've never seen it.
I feel like
Based
I
on his
did a
career.
long time ago, but it's been a minute.
I love Ricky. I have both his helmet and non-helmet Heisman FNP, and they're sweet.
Yeah. Oh, we
I
got
don't know
two.
what I have them listed for. I put those buddies to the ceiling.
What was that? That was
Yeah,
weird.
I
It's
saw
a
that little.
field goal at the top. I don't know what that was about.
Well, it's London. They don't have all the.
They don't speak English. They don't speak American. Wow, that pick six was brutal, though. We had ourselves a game. Not so much anymore. I guess Rally's not getting his bonus wheel spin tonight.
Bonus wheel spin. I want my $375 million, man.
Yeah, screw the wheel.
Why are they hiring guys like Brady and Romo, and they got Rally out here as a free agent? I mean, I can be in any city.
He
on a
could be
moment's
your
notice.
hero, baby. Oh!
I'm not doing anything. My job pays like shit. I got pretty good health insurance, but I could drop what I'm doing.
Yeah, right now. Shit, you could pay me the same and I would do that. Are they going to score? Score,
Yeah, they'll
make
punch
it a
it
game? Play action? Nope. Shoulda. That
I don't
lineman,
know
they
why
should have made the lineman eligible and he would have been wide open.
You don't run the ball when you're down 18 with 3 minutes left.
That's what I'm trying to say, Rally. What a wasted play. Because now he's stuffed and the clock's running. Or they're wasting timeouts. Oh, he got destroyed. By like 6 dudes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wow. Yeah, at least 5 guys just hit him right there.
Man.
Magic shows in Vegas. Ooh, yeah, that sounds fun. I don't want to see anyone get eaten by a tiger, though.
I haven't eaten in 4 days because I'm trying to fit into my new T-shirt for the high school high school reunion.
Oh, jeez. That's why you're breaking up.
Well, I'm on my second Alani peach seltzer.
Liquid carb diet. Oh, we got another touchy. First touchdown on the year. Doing the robot. Wide open. That's what they should have done on the first play. On first and goal.
Did anybody here a UFC fan?
Oh yeah.
I had $450 on the fight Saturday on the DraftKings, and
really?
I stacked the women's fight because I thought it would go for the women's. So I had both of those fighters in my lineup. It was the lowest scoring fantasy fight of all time.
Oh god, yeah. It was. From what I heard, it was brutal. And I pretty much watched every single pay-per-view event, but I was on a 3-day trip in Boston. So we just caught the highlights in the morning, and when I heard the news about the Rose fight, I was just like, oh. At first I was very disappointed, but then, because I love her, but that was also just glad I didn't watch or spend the money on it.
The average winning score in a women's fight is usually 85, 95 points. Mm-hmm. The winner got 52, and the loser got 20. It cost me, instead of winning $300, I lost $400. It was a $700 fight. Like, you guys didn't, it wasn't like, oh, a bad beat, like an upset. It was like, no, these girls didn't even fight. They didn't even hit each other.
Oh, man, I can't even go back to watch it then. Thank God Michael Chandler made up for it, though.
Well, let me put it this way. There was a fight that was canceled. Cowboy Cerrone versus
it got
Joe
canceled?
Logan.
I didn't know that.
It was canceled, and 30% of the field had one of those guys in it.
Ooh.
And I wasn't in the big money, like, bet $10 to win $1 million. I was in the put your best lineup against this guy's best lineup.
Right.
And I had like $2 lineups and $5 lineups. And I went from winning almost every single one of my matchups to losing all of them.
Dang.
Like, I think I went like 2-70 instead of going like, 65-5 because of that fight.
Wow. Yep. No thanks, Rose. How would you ever guess that? That's just insane.
It was
you would think for sure that Rose would just pick her apart. For the girls that she's beat, like Esparza's all right, but
Well, I had both of them, so it's just like
Right.
I didn't
You
care who won.
hedge your bet. Yeah.
As long as they didn't arm wrestle out there the whole time, I was going to
It
win
was a pinky.
400.
It was a pinky. Whatever. It was a thumb war.
That was such bullshit. They should never be able to allow. They should have to forfeit their purse if they do that crap.
I've seen a couple like that. One of them was Derek Lewis versus Francis Ngannou. They did the same thing for 25 minutes. There was like 30 significant strikes the whole fight,
Yeah,
and you thought someone's
that
head was going
one.
to get rocked off.
Derek Lewis always fights like it's a little more defensible at heavyweight because Derek Lewis is like a one-hitter quitter.
Oh yeah, both of them are really.
Yeah, Ganu, good God. I mean, who wants to get hit in the face even once by that guy? But
Well, did you see he's fighting Tyson Fury? They're going to fight each other in an exhibition fight, but I think it's going to be like a real boxing fight.
Rose is a 125-pound girl.
Yeah.
I mean, she can hit you in the face. It's probably going to knock you out. It's going to sting, but it's not going to knock you out. They shouldn't be dancing for 25 minutes.
I bet she'd knock me out. Guaranteed. She knocked out Jacek.
Well, maybe.
And she knocked out. Yeah, whatever, Rally. She'd knock you out too. Did you see that kick she did to the Lee chick?
How about this? 250 subscribers, I'll take a pie to a face. 300, I'll take a Rose punch to the face.
That's it? Another 50 more streamers? Wow. Rose, you heard it here first. You can take out your aggressions on Rally if we just get 160 more subscribers.
That's not binding. That's less binding than
that's the seltzer talking.
Than Jan offering me 4 ETH to come on Thursday.
Speaking of binding, where's our crypto dick butt, bro?
Yeah,
about that.
Every intention of the world of buying that, and after this NFT and crypto like massacre, I think I'm gonna have to get this guy the option. I can just transfer him the amount of ETH, or we can wait a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm just
let's wait.
Maxing down 3 Gs right now. Well, actually,
yeah, 1,900, maybe less.
Yeah. I gotta reassess the market. I mean,
yeah, let's go check it out later. We'll check it out later. We got a wheel spin right now before the end of the stream.
I know I DM'd him back and forth, and it's been like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but I'm not gonna just give him 0. He's either gonna get the cash equivalent or 1%. I mean, it's a big purchase, man. It's not like I
yeah. No, hey, it's smart to be smart about it.
At first, I didn't like the ones that were on the floor, and I was like, do I want to pay 1.2 for one? You know, and like,
oof. No, you don't.
Like, oh my.
Let's go offer 0.5.
My portfolio is down 28%. Is not. Do I want to buy now?
Yeah, for real. It is a very sketchy time. All right, we're gonna shuffle, and we're gonna do last spin. There it goes. Good luck, everybody. Rally? Oh, moms. Nice. Mom's the word. Congrats, moms. Rally, you were so close.
That's like the 3rd time I've missed by one on. I missed one on the Zach Martian.
You're due.
Bad news on the Zach Martian front. That girl blocked me on like Instagram.
Oh God. Well, she doesn't know. Does she still have her Martian though? She's gonna end up. She's gonna be rich because of you, and she blocked you. Wow, unbelievable.
You know, but blocks are. I don't know what I've been. I've been blocked by.
Oh, I've been blocked.
God knows how many women. I've been kicked out of more bars than I've been blocked by women. But that's old hat to me. You know.
Yes. Oh, hey. So let's take a quick look at these stats here. We got Lawrence with 360 yards throwing, which I think would have been good enough to win the challenge last week. So that's pretty hefty. And then we got Marvin Jones, 13 catches for 138 yards. I know he's not a punk, but he's making an argument to become one. But yeah. Anything else you want to talk about before we sign off here?
Well, I'm going to miss next week's broadcast. I'm going to my 20th high school reunion. It's actually really my 21st year, but with the COVID thing, we delayed it a year. But I'm going to pitch FNPs to all the girls I went to high school with. All
the girls. What about the guys? Just going to pitch it to the girls.
Well, I was thinking, like, I don't want all the guys I went to high school with to own one. I want to be different. You know, I want to look cooler than they are.
Oh, don't be selfish. We
No,
got to
I'm
get
just
them.
kidding.
You
One of
got
them's
in
already.
earlier than them. Make them pay more than you did.
That's right. Well, actually, one of them's already a hodler. He was in early. I forgot. One of those dudes is already hodling. He it's the second I got in, I said, "Hey man, grab one of these." I think he might have grabbed three actually. He's one of those dudes. You tell him to grab
Nice.
one, he takes three.
Smart. Smart man. Nice. Well, we're definitely going to miss you next week, but we'll be looking forward to 2 Thursdays from now. And hopefully
That's right.
some new members from the reunion.
See if you can get like Tom Brady on here.
Oh yeah, easy. Easy peasy. Let me just give him a shout.
I would
Well,
ask Greg Marshallholder, but now that she blocked me on Instagram, I don't know how to get in touch with her.
yeah, she's not going to make it. It's all right.
It's all right. I mean,
Yes, congrats tonight. Everyone's, all the winners tonight. Congrats. Appreciate you guys joining as always. We got a couple
cheers.
some new Ethereum owners tonight. That's real exciting.
Make sure you smash the like button.
Oh yeah, if you're still in here, smash the like button.
We should make that a requirement. You can't get on the wheel till you hit the like button. We're good.
The only problem is we can't check that. We can't see who's liked it or not. So,
Oh,
not that I'm aware of.
I think Big Brother can get that information.
That's right. Yeah, maybe Jan can. The way he knows the blockchain, he might be able to snipe it
All
out.
right, fellas.
Yes, fellas and ladies and fellas.
Check
All right,
out
man.
the. I got to do deep dive into these crypto markets, the stock markets. I mean, it's been an overload of information these past couple of weeks.
Oh yeah, no, I'm about to hop off and go check everything out right now and jump back in the Discord with y'all.
Who was the leading passer in this game?
Trevor, big time. I think it said
Did he-
360. I don't know if that was total yards or passing yards, but he had I think he had 360 passing yards.
360 could stand.
Yeah. That I'm pretty sure that was the more than what the winner was last week. So, because it's
So do you have to? When do you have to be holding them to get the ETH? Could you buy them right now and win?
I think you're supposed to have it throughout the whole challenge. I think is the goal, but it might just be if you have it at the end of the challenge. I think you're supposed to
Gotcha.
have Thursday through Monday, but not entirely sure.
All right, man. Well, I will be out next week, but I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah, man, we really appreciate you hopping on with us. We'll be looking forward to you coming back and telling us all your stories. Night, brother.
I think I got a good one lined up.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Have a good night.
You too, man. Appreciate it. And everyone else, appreciate you hopping on and talk to you in the Discord.